Without a doubt, the toughest pill to swallow when buying a new luxury SUV is the massive depreciation hit you experience as soon as you leave the lot. It's no secret that some brands and models hold value better than others, and a brand new study from DuPont Registry takes a look at the best and the worst of the bunch. The study analyzed over 10.5 million new and used luxury SUVs in the US, covering every model from crossovers to full-size SUVs over the course of 5 years. On average, new luxury SUV purchasers see 60% of their car's value disappearing in that time. But the 9 vehicles we feature in this video didn't fare nearly as well. In fact, the worst of the worst loses nearly 85% of its value. So here are 9 luxury SUVs that depreciate like a stock market crash. The Range Rover SVR. The Range Rover SVR is a beloved classic. It's the baddest of the bad in the SUV world. Equipped with an unruly supercharged V8 engine and classic British styling, it's no surprise that this SUV is a favorite among celebrities and athletes alike. In 2015, an SVR would have run you into the 6 figures, with a base price of $110,000. A hefty price tag, but considering the car's competitors, it's well worth it if you can stomach the maintenance costs. However, today's market has taken away some of the shine from the SVR, with 2015 models now selling for about $80,000. On average, that means SVR owners are losing about $7,500 a year for simply owning the car. If that doesn't bother you, more power to you. The Cadillac Escalade ESV. The cost of a brand new Cadillac Escalade ESV can range from $79,000 on the low end to $100,000 for the top of the line trim, but that high price doesn't help slow down the SUV's drop in resale value. According to iSeeCars.com, the larger stretch version of the ESV depreciated even faster than the standard model. In 3 years, the Cadillac ESV loses $36,000, or 41% of what you paid at the dealer when it was brand new. What's even worse is that after 5 years, this model will lose you $61,000, or 63% of the ESV's total value. So if you think your money's well invested in an Escalade, you're sadly mistaken. The BMW X1. Small luxury crossovers are incredibly popular these days due to the fact that they're often the cheapest model in their respective lineups. But in the case of the BMW X1, that popularity doesn't mean that it holds its value after 5 years of ownership. You should expect the value of a new X1 to drop around 64.6%, or about $27,500. Perhaps the Mercedes-Benz GLA would be a better buy if you're thinking to own a small luxury SUV, as it has a better resale value after 5 years. The INFINITI QX80. The cost of a brand new INFINITI QX80 can range from $67,000 on the low end to $91,000 for the top of the line trim. According to iSeeCars.com, the QX80 will lose around 65% of its value after 5 years. That's a difference of about $52,000 on the used market, which is a significant chunk of savings. The Audi Q5. Audi's best-selling model, the Q5, got a full redesign in 2018 and moved to a new platform and received upgrades all around. With the 2018 redesign, the previous year's Q5 saw a massive drop in their total value. With an MSRP of $54,000, 5-year-old Q5 models depreciated by a whopping $34,000 on average, equating to a massive 63.5% loss in value. This means you could buy a 2016 Audi Q5 SUV for a third of the original price in 2021. The Bentley Bentayga. The Bentley Bentayga isn't a car many people consider buying when they're looking at luxury SUVs, mostly because, like the Lamborghini Urus, these fast and luxurious cars are way out of most people's price range. However, just like other luxury car brands like Audi and BMW, Bentley cars depreciate heavily year after year, and while the bottom line price never gets lower than what you'll find for an old Honda Civic, nevertheless, the prices become more reasonable over time. The Bentley Bentayga is a burly heavyweight luxury sports car that can come with either a V8 or a massive W12. In 2015, for V8 versions of the Bentley Bentayga, you can drive one off the lot for a cool $270,000 MSRP. Things are a little different 5 years on, as the value of the SUV hasn't been treated kindly with time. DuPont Registry shows just how bad it's been, with 2015 cars now going for around $127,000, or 47% of its value. That's almost $29,000 a year burned away by pure depreciation. What's worse is that the Bentley Bentayga's first-year depreciation cost is a staggering $54,270 just for driving it off the lot. The Mercedes G63 AMG. This menacing boulevard cruiser, known to frequent the streets of Beverly Hills, is a favorite among socialites and athletes. Having been a staple of the AMG lineup for years now, the G63 is an ode to conspicuous consumption and a reminder to the world that you made it. However, owning a G63 will cost you a pretty penny if you buy it new. Clocking in with an MSRP of $138,000 in 2015, it's an awful lot of money for a vehicle that hasn't fundamentally changed in decades. The price is even more difficult to swallow when you realize just how much owning one of these will cost you in depreciation. That's because all it takes is a quick Google search to find 2015 models selling at about $95,000. That's over $10,000 a year in depreciation costs. Ouch. The INFINITI QX60. The 3-row INFINITI QX60 SUV can cost around $57,000 when you buy it brand new, but this stylish crossover drops its resale value so quick that when owners went to go sell it in 5 years, they only pocketed 35% back in return. That's about $36,500 of cash thrown in the gutter. If you're on the hunt for a 3-row luxury SUV crossover, almost any other option will hold this value better than the QX60. The BMW X5. With the BMW X5, you're looking at the perfect storm for high depreciation. This luxury SUV drops in value so rapidly that you can only cash in about 35% of the original price you paid 5 years ago. That's a jaw-dropping 65% loss, or a whopping $46,000 in lost money. For bargain hunters, this can be an easy path to acquiring a BMW crossover. However, the BMW X5 has had a rough go of it in the last few years, with numerous public reliability concerns, complaints, and recalls, making it difficult for even the most steadfast of BMW fans to get behind. So if you're looking to get behind the wheel of a used X5, stick to the earlier years before all the trouble started. The Lamborghini Urus. The Lamborghini Urus debuted back in 2018 as the brand's first ever turbocharged supercar SUV. Although the LM002 preceded the Urus as Lamborghini's first ever SUV, that car came with the V12 from the Countach. The Urus is based on Volkswagen's Evo platform, shared with the Audi Q8, Bentley Bentayga, and Porsche Cayenne. However, in typical Lamborghini fashion, they added extra power, making the Urus the most powerful of all of its siblings. Rated at 650 horsepower and 627 pound-feet of torque, the Urus is a very capable utilitarian sports car slash SUV, although not in the traditional sense. Performance-wise, the Urus is capable of hitting 0 to 60 in 3.6 seconds, staggering numbers for a near 5,000-pound SUV. The Urus was in fact the fastest SUV in the world with a top speed of 189 miles per hour, until the Bentley Bentayga came about and took the title by 1 mile per hour. That being said, various testers have reached 190 miles per hour in the Urus, so we'll leave it at that. Although the Urus is undoubtedly a beast on the road, you could also expect it to be a huge loser when it comes to depreciation. With an MSRP of $300,000, buyers can expect to be robbed of around $36,000 in the first year alone, just for driving it off the lot. And on average, the Lamborghini Urus depreciates a massive $17,600 per year after that. On the contrary, if you're looking to buy a used Lamborghini Urus, we suggest you tough it out and wait for a couple of years, since Lamborghini is bound to bring a facelift in the near future. Many owners will trade in the previous model, causing more examples to hit the market, leading to a steep drop in price. The Tesla Model X P100D. We all understand acceleration. It's the rate of change of velocity. This 5,000-pound Tesla Model X P100D does it best, reaching 30, 40, 50, and 60 miles per hour from a standstill more quickly than any other production vehicle ever tested. Ever since its debut, the Tesla Model X has been a big hit among electric car fans, and for a whopping $190,000, the P100D model is one of the fastest production cars on the planet, reaching 60 miles per hour in just 2.2 seconds. Despite this, however, it seems that this car doesn't have the best investment appeal. With a 95% estimate confidence, the money calculator believes that this car tends to depreciate by as much as 45% in just 3 years. A quick stroll through Car Gurus quickly lists several models at a bargain price of just $88,000. That's close to $24,000 a year lost in depreciation. The Mercedes-Benz GLE. Mercedes-Benz models typically join BMW as one of the SUVs that lose their value fastest in the US market. There's no longer a Mercedes-Benz M-Class. Instead, they graduated to the GLE. For those who brought the final editions, their value has dropped significantly over 3 years. In fact, by early 2018, the last of the M-Class crossovers were selling for around 46% less than buyers originally paid. As of July, used car buyers can find models priced as low as $30,000. The BMW X3. While luxury compact SUVs continue to grow in popularity, BMWs still have high maintenance costs, which can turn off some used car buyers. The 2015 X3 was a finalist for the US News 2015 Best Luxury Compact SUV for Families Award, and it received excellent safety and predicted reliability scores. But its cost to own over 5 years was slightly above average due to high maintenance costs. The X3's starting price when new in 2015 was $38,500, with the top trim starting at $45,500, not including any options that may have been added. But the average value of this SUV has dropped by 2/3 over that time, with a massive average 5-year depreciation rate of 66.5%, translating to a huge $30,000 loss in the X3's value. The Rolls-Royce Cullinan. There are few luxury brands in the world with the clout of Rolls-Royce, not just in the car industry, but any industry in the world. The Rolls-Royce Cullinan, therefore, is one of the most prestigious SUVs in the world, sitting just below its bigger brother, the Phantom. Naturally, the price is proportionate with the prestige, which in this case meant if you wanted to buy a brand new Cullinan, you'll have to shell out $450,000. This price definitely takes you to another domain of baller status. Sadly, not all is well in the kingdom of Cullinan, because this car also holds the distinction of having the highest per year depreciation cost on this list, with 2017 models listed on DuPont for as little as $157,000. That's a massive $59,000 a year lost in depreciation. But let's be honest, if you actually own one, you could probably afford it. Well guys, those are 9 luxury SUVs that depreciate like a stock market crash. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Also, if you like what you see at the channel, subscribe and put post notifications on. You could also follow the channel on Instagram at Modern Muscle YT. I'm Jeff from Modern Muscle, and I'll see ya next time.